Successful. Hello, hello, hello. Moderate successful were the first two words that went out on tonight's stream. That seems somehow tremendously appropriate. Hello, my name is Kevin. We are Dirty 20 Gaming, and it's Friday, which means it's time for a fun shot, which means it's time to get ridiculous shenanigans out in the open and just have a ludicrous amount of fun with this. We are almost, as always, playing a Grant Howitt game tonight. This one is Honey Heist. We got a heck of a crew with us tonight. We got our players, and then we'll get to the characters in a minute. But Roll20 is our virtual tabletop. Here's the thing. This is the very, very last stream that is going out on Roll20. Unfortunately, the two that were going to go out the rest of this weekend have been canceled because life has intervened, and we are unable to send them out at this point. So starting next Friday, we will be doing the FunShots, the Saturday game, which is going to be a Star Trek Adventures game called Away Team, with that smiley bugger in the corner in it. And then on Sundays, we're going to be doing a game of my own creation called 1866, which is oddly set in 1866 in a slightly modified real world because this one is steampunk Victorian. At least that's where they're starting. There's also somebody here in that game. But that's us. Then that's next week. For this week, we are using Roll20 one final round, so let's beat the crap out of it tonight, shall we? And hopefully it doesn't make us roll... Well, actually, it doesn't matter. If it makes us roll low tonight, that's a good thing, because we are playing Honey Heist. No, we are bears. We are bears doing things, but these are the people who are going to do the bears who are doing the things. Let's start with... I realize we got two regulars and a new regular here tonight. They're all sort of regulars here. Let's start with Bison playing Fez for us tonight. We'll get to Fez in a minute. Let's start with Bison. When you're not here, what can we find you shooting, killing, and ranting and raving about online?
I
watched a stream the other night.
Yeah, I do a lot of stuff. I've been playing a fair bit of BattleTech lately on stream. I'm started to do a weekly stream Monday nights at 7 p.m. on Twitch. I think not this Monday, but then Monday after that, I'll probably be trying playing Outriders.
Oh, nice.
Because I'll have a new paycheck and it'll be a mid-month one. So we'll be
the guilt-free paycheck. Yeah,
it's a guilt-free paycheck, exactly.
Oh, I love those.
So I'll try and get...
Not everybody understands that concept, but...
try to get a friend of mine into that, too.
Oh, excellent. Is that one multiplayer?
Yeah.
It's
honestly, it's a lot like Destiny.
Okay. Yeah, so, that makes sense.
Yeah. But it's, drop in, drop out multiplayer, made by the same guys who did the Bulletstorm games and the later Gears of War. People Can Fly. It's a lot of fun, a lot funnier than I expected, and... it just came out.
Excellent. So yeah, you're practically, I've seen a lot of it out there actually, and I've seen some really negative responses. So it's glad to hear somebody has realized that it's supposed to be funny. Some of the reviews I read are like, when you explained it, haha, it's funny. It's, oh, well, that makes sense of that. They just didn't get the joke.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, these people don't have the right sense of humor. These are the same guys. These are the same guys you got points for shooting a guy in the balls in one of their games.
Okay,
Bulletstorm.
So
you get a nut shot gets you extra points. So this is one of those games.
Right. Yeah, as long as it's thematically consistent.
Exactly.
Oh, let's move on, shall we? Our next regular, playing Bernadette, who is our return bear for the evening. But we'll get to Bernadette in a couple minutes, because first we're going to talk about Solar Dasher. Where can we find you, and what are you doing?
Actually, because of some personal issues that have been going on in my life, I haven't really been able to do very much, sadly. hopefully everything is starting to fall back into place, and I'll start streaming again. Normally when I do stream, it's on my channel, which is solar_dasher. When I do stream, I mostly stream Fortnite, but I do have Fall Guys, Rust, and a few other games that you guys may be interested in. Also, I have my own website for roleplay, which is Bleach: The Darkness Within. And if you need any of that information, you can go ahead and visit us in our Discord channel, and we'd be more than happy to give that information to you all.
Typing furiously. Thank you. Thank you for the pitch. I gave you time to sell your stuff, and you sold mine. So thank you. Yeah, we'll get you back up on your feet and running again, and got all our support until that moment. Next, our new regular. I call you that because you're showing up on a fairly regular basis now. So, Loch Nessa, thank you so much for joining us. You are playing Lola for us tonight. All these great bear names. But let's talk about Loch Nessa first. You don't have a whole lot of stream presence, shall we say, but you do far more important things. So tell us about that.
I do far more important things.
Yes.
I don't have a huge stream presence. It's true. I'm actually running a D&D campaign with friends who are regulars also around here with Saber and Tails and Farah, who you will see from time to time on the stream here. And we just do that for fun, and I'm learning how to DM through that, and that's so much fun. But I actually am a podcaster, so I have a podcast about the X-Files, if you remember that TV show from way back when. And I podcast with my friend Carolyn, and we have a ton of fun. And you know what? I'll put a link
Please
in
do.
the
Please do.
chat.
I didn't even know about this. This is amazing. I didn't know you yet.
Oh, hang on. It's making me log in. Give me 1 second.
Oh, sure. Well,
never mind.
okay.
It's telling me to do a login code, so I'll do it later.
Okay.
But,
We'll just do it this way then. Find us on the Discord. Find Loch Nessa on the Discord, and we'll get you the link.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I am convinced you and Tails are both underutilizing our shameless self-promotion channel over on the Discord. Get in there. Post that stuff up. Be proud of what you do.
Tails is my husband.
Yes, yeah. Well, it's even better. So there's the two of you in the same house with the same problem. So this is a one-stop shopping solution. You get on them, and they get on you, and both of you do this. Get it in there.
And it's
all right.
A lot of fun, so I'm happy to be here. Oh, thank you, Tails, for putting it in the chat.
There he is. I can feel the brownie points being scored at this very, very moment.
You know what goes well with brownies? Honey.
Oh.
Maybe.
Woo. Well, I don't need to be here anymore. Somebody's got the segues covered. I'm done. But yes, let's get to the honey. The three of you live just outside the fine city, Calgary, Alberta, Canada, which I will not allow my personal feelings of to affect how I speak about it in this game. It is a fine and wonderful city located on the edge of the Canadian prairies. It is famous for a number of things, most of which I'm not going to talk about, but one of them you are standing at the end of. You are on 11th Avenue, and it is bars up both sides of the road as far as you can see, as long as you stand at one end, and you can only see about 4 blocks. Because of that, they've closed it to traffic. There is nothing moving on here faster than a drunk idiot on a skateboard and a guy on a pedal rickshaw. That is the fastest thing on this street. It is 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and most of the humans you can see are already hammered as they stumble from one nearly identical bar to another. The music blends into this just sort of pulsing mass of sound that doesn't really sound like anything. The signs interfere with each other, the neon flashing vainly in the bright sun of day. At the end of this street, then nobody sees the three of you because you're wearing hats, stand 2 honey badgers and a polar bear. Let's start with Fez. Tell us a little about Fez standing at the end of the street. There he is there.
Fez, where's Fez?
Yes.
Fez is slick, and he is hacker. Long claws to reach into the internet.
Hacker can take on all kinds of meanings in this game. And you are wearing a fez. Absolutely.
Fez.
And, of course, like all honey badgers, you have a specialty. What is that specialty?
Poor anger management skills.
That's how you put it on the resume. It's actually called Carnage, but yes. So that's on one side. In the middle, because I like symmetrical shapes, there's a little honey badger, and it is a polar bear.
Very poorly made Oreo.
A vicious Oreo.
A vicious Oreo, which sounds like a great punk band. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Vicious Oreo. Bernadette. We haven't seen Bernadette in a while, not since the last time we had a honey heist.
Yes. She's gotten her proverbial stuff together and back to being a regular polar bear, but realized that now she's hungry for some more honey.
Right, because if I remember last time, you ended up as a honey addict at the end of that, if I remember correctly.
I think so.
So yeah, you had to.
It's been too long.
You had to go to Buzz Out. You had to.
At any rate.
Anyway, so yes.
He's a polar bear that can swim.
Yes.
I am the driver and am slick.
Yep.
But I also wear a tiara.
Which is why no one can tell you're a bear.
They think I'm a princess.
Because I like that shape. On the other, well, they know you're a princess because anybody who doesn't know, you're going to hit them until they remember. And if you don't, I know someone who will. Yes. On the other side, another honey badger. We can tell the 2 honey badgers apart because this one has a different hat. But tell us about Lola, if you would.
Hi, I'm Lola. I'm a honey badger, and I don't really know what's going on right now. But I'm kind of unassuming that if you really piss me off, then you'll see my true colors. So
Excellent.
that's me.
Oh, and what hat are you wearing? Almost
Oh,
forgot.
I'm wearing a trilby, which apparently is kind of like a fedora. I think it looks
Yeah.
really sweet, really, really cute.
They're a really stylish little hat. On top of tightly compacted mayhem.
Yeah, apparently I'm kind of incompetent. So,
Yes.
yeah.
And anybody who says you're not supposed to have more than one kind of each animal in this game, you missed the Havoc Brigade that had no orcs and 18 goblins. We don't follow the rules around here. So, we're going to figure out, I told these guys the rules. Anybody who's watching, you probably know it because you've seen it already. And if you haven't, you're going to figure it out really quick because it's really, really simple. Yeah. Or we say this is 3 goblins in a Bernadette in a tiara. We can go there if you want. But let's start at least with Bernadette and 2 honey badgers standing at the end of the street. The reason that you are here is because there have been some developments in the field of alcoholic beverages which have filtered down to mostly the empties at the dump. And you have discovered that there is such a thing as a honey liqueur. There is such a thing as honeyed whiskey.
Mm.
And there was a rumor, just a label, a part of a label that you think you've read correctly. It's called the Nectar of the Gods. And it appears to be distilled honey. 80% alcohol, 20% sugar.
That's what I'm looking for. I mean,
With
I eat
that,
poison for a living, and that sounds delicious.
there are 2 complete rows of bars down the street. The first one on the left is called Disco Al's Yes, We've Been Here Since the 70s. And the first one on the right has no name. You can see where there used to be a name, but it got pulled off in some drunken night, and you can see the empty space where it used to be is all full of dust and stuff. It has never been replaced. It's known as the bar with no name. The whole region just reeks like alcohol, humans, and honey. What would you like to do? There's more bars. Just continue on, and I'll keep making up names. But
I'm not like a huge disco fan, so I don't know if that's the place I want to go into. But maybe the one with no name, because that looks interesting.
Bernadette just sticks up her nose and walks a little bit further down the street.
keep going.
Like,
Okay.
I'm not having either of these two. They don't look posh enough.
Oh, I thought the one without a name looked kind of fun.
You are. I was going to say you are bears, but two of you aren't. You are bear-ish. There is no reason not to split the party. You know my rule. Always split the party. Lola heads for the no-name bar. Bernadette heads down the street for a nicer location. I know where you're going next. And Fez, what are you doing?
In the spirit of being a honey badger don't care.
Yes.
Fez is going to disco bar.
Okay. Perfect. Let's
Split
start.
the party, right?
Absolutely. Split the party. Got three people here. Let's split the party in three directions. Let's start. Just do it in reverse order. Disco Al's. Fez. You walk up, there's a bouncer standing outside Disco Al's, but he's like 70? Because he's been there since the 70s. You can tell because he's wearing a white polyester suit and a frilly pink shirt with a pink bow tie and cummerbund. And it's all just like worn the hell out. He's wearing white patent leather shoes, and it's a red felt chain that blocks the door.
Oh my.
Honey badgers aren't very tall.
Nope. But you can go right underneath the chain. Yeah. Yeah, you go underneath, and he just looks down at you and says, "Thanks, bud. My thumb's arthritis. I can hardly work the thing. Have fun in there." and he reaches over with his elbow and pushes the door open.
Sort of keep
You
going.
walk in. It's 4:00 in the afternoon in a discotheque. So there's nobody on the dance floor. But the Staying Alive by the Bee Gees is pulsating through the room. The disco ball is spinning at the top of above the dance floor, but it's missing about half the little mirrors. So it doesn't sparkle the whole room. It's just kind of these sad little circle of lights kind of orbiting on the walls.
There's one chunk that's just perfectly fine, so that's like one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's this one little sparkle. Every once in a while, it's like watching the moon pass by. It's just this sparkly side. Yeah. You can see this place has been open so long, the walls have still got smoke stains. Like you used to be able to smoke inside this bar. The carpet is worn to that perfectly neutral brownish gray color. There's 7 or 8 people sitting around at various tables. No two at any one table. There's a couple of bar stars wearing, again, 70s clothes and big hair, sitting up by the bar, obviously waiting for someone to buy them drinks.
I'm going to make my way to the waitress's ordering station.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I'm going to use my amazing hacking skills.
Yeah. As you get over there, you can see the wig is crooked, like this big blonde wig, and the makeup is like it was done in the dark. And she's like just sitting in a chair. She's got a chair backwards. Like this is the staff, right? And she just got her hands in the back of the chair, and she watches you walk up, and you start hacking on the terminal. Say, "I still get a tip."
Nectar of gods.
Kind of place you think this is? And she pulls out a cigarette, has a big drag. "We don't got nectar or nothing in here. What are you looking for? A good time?" And she starts to sit up and pull her shirt to one side.
Oh, God.
I got bored, sorry. Doesn't take much.
Oh. Fez is going to continue to ignore her, and is just going to
Just keep hacking. Yep.
yeah, just keep hacking.
You just
Like,
go
I want-
scrolling through the drinks.
yeah, scrolling through the drinks,
the
looking
best
for
you
anything
can,
that-
the best you can find is a honey ale. They do sell it by the pint. You look at it, it's like 5% alcohol, and it's all it says is honey flavored.
honey flavored.
Yeah, actually, give me a hacking roll. We forgot we're playing. I
Yeah.
forgot we're playing a game. I should
Doing
probably do a
stuff.
roll here. That's
Yeah, probably
criminal.
do a roll
That is
now.
absolutely criminal. So 3 or less at the start
Try
here.
something- yeah, just
We'll
one
see
die, right?
we'll see how this goes before you order your drink. You find that drink. Let's see how you go about it. Yeah, okay, it works. Yeah, you're in there, and yeah, you have you rolled the ultimate success. Rolling low in this game is good. You have full access to all the menus. You have found the password, which was of course password, and you now have complete control of the bar computer.
Okay. So I am going to.
Honey ale is now available by the bucket.
I'm going to order myself a bucket, and it'll be like it's a good start. And add a vodka vermouth for the.
For her, okay.
Yeah.
For this, she stands up, looks at the order. I'll be right back, hon, and does the button back up because you can order. Heads off,
honey
over,
badger.
hobbles over to the bar, grabs this. Like you can't the bartender puts the drink up on a table. You see her grab it with 2 hands, and she starts to turn around and come back, and you can see it's in a red bucket. And off the bottom of the red bucket, there's 3 gold tassels. And she comes hobbling back over, and it's splashing all over her hands as she's walking, and she puts it down, and she goes, "That's weird, it's called a fez." And she puts it down on the table, and it won't sit flat because the tassel's on the bottom of the bucket. So it's just like, so she just holds it and looks at you like she's out of ideas.
I make my way up the table because
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
obviously
You gotta hop on the
climb
chair.
up
Yeah.
holding onto the like this. Sort of nose over to the vodka for her and just go.
That counts as a dose of honey. So move, whether you intended it or not, move a point from criminal to bear. You started with 3 and 3. You're now at 4 and 2. As you just dive in, it's
Actually, no, it equals out because I succeeded on my.
oh, you did
hacking
succeed as well. So yeah, you started to feel kind of criminally, and then you balanced that out with a bit of bareness. So yeah, you come up and it's just
Diabetes.
dripping off of you. Your fez has magically stayed on. The tassels have stretched because of the exposure to alcohol, and you find that you can now suck on them. And it actually sucks the liquor out of your hat.
I might try this for later.
Save that for later. So as you do this, yeah, 1-on-1 for the points. But yeah, she takes the vermouth, the drink, and says, "Oh, fancy," and she just bam, knocks it back all in one, like olive plastic, sword and all. Just gork, it's gone. She puts the glass down on the table. "Thanks, hon. Smoke."
At this point, yeah, no smoke, no.
She pulls out another one, lights her lighter and goes to light it, and the fumes. The wig catches on her, the makeup's on fire. She is absolutely oblivious. She's standing there looking at you, kind of, and you're pretty sure she's trying to wink. But
can't tell
between the
because there's no
fire
eyebrow.
and the Botox, you can't tell. But she appears to be completely unaware of the fact that she's on fire.
Like, since this bar doesn't have what I'm looking for, I'm gonna head out, and on my way out,
Walk
yeah,
away.
yeah. As I'm heading out, it's like, I knew smoking bad for you.
As you walk away, she tries one last time to impress you with a sexy dance. As she starts shimmying and shaking and lighting the entire place on fire as she goes. The shitty polyester curtains that covered the windows, the bad pleather seats, everything, it just starts to burn. And just the last thing you see as you turn and look as you leave is, with all that fire, that disco ball actually looks pretty cool. It's just a red sparkling ball in the sun.
As I head out, I hand the bouncer a fire extinguisher. You're going to need this. Just keep going.
He looks behind the door and says, well, someone is. And he puts it down by the door and turns around and goes the other way. Starts taking off the shitty tie. Starts taking off the polyester jacket. Yeah. So the first mayhem has begun. You're burned down Disco Al. It
Get a
begins.
commendation from the city.
Across the street at the no-name bar. Oh, Lola, this, you open the doors and look in before you even go in. I don't know what kind of bars Lola normally hangs out in, but I don't, in my head, this is not it. This is one of those bars with no music, and all the tables are in the dark. Like there's sort of the center of the room, but they've all been pushed back away from the lights. Again, there's no more than one person sitting at any table, and none of them are drinking, like, drinks. They're all drinking shots. There's 5 or 6 or 7 shots in front of all of them. They're sitting there with one more, and as you walk in, 10 sets of eyes just go and watch.
One of those bars where everyone's sitting in the corner.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Everyone has a
10
corner.
patrons, and they are all in a corner. Yeah, way in the back, in the distance, you can see even darker shadows, and in that, the bartender polishing a shot glass with his finger and a tiny, tiny towel.
I mean, this isn't normally the type of place I would go to,
Yeah.
but I'm up for anything.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna walk in.
So you stride in, and just off to your left, the second your foot crosses the threshold, you hear, not in here. And you look over, and this big, huge behemoth of a human being takes his shot, puts it on the table, and stands up and starts coming towards you. Get the hell out.
Excuse me? Why?
I don't know you. None of us know you. Get the hell out.
It's a free country.
Who told you that? This is Calgary. Whoops.
I mean, everybody seems to think that this is like little US, so free country. Also,
Well,
what are you
then,
gonna do about it?
Speaking of that, how about I shoot you if you don't leave? And he starts to reach for his, he starts to lift up his huge beer belly to get at something underneath. You can't tell because the beer belly is so huge, it's taking some lifting. What do you do? I completely forgot. You're from Edmonton. This is all like double. Oh, never mind. Yeah.
No, this is good. This is good. I am going to look at him lifting up his belly.
Yeah.
And
Gonna pull the shirt, starting to untuck a little bit, you know,
oh
yeah.
God. And I'm gonna say,
Giant
Look.
belt buckle from a rodeo he was never
Everywhere.
in.
I
Yeah.
am here to get a drink, and you're not gonna stop me.
He
And-
drops his
and-
belly, and it goes, look, as it sticks back to his jeans. And he's, nope, you ain't. And he rears back and starts to throw a punch.
Well, what I'm gonna do is, I don't know if honey badgers can jump, but I'm gonna
Oh,
jump
yes.
and start to go for his hand with my teeth.
A hand. I'm glad you said hand, given what honey badgers are famous for. Give me a. This is an attack. This is a bear sort of thing. This is a carnage thing, right? You're carnaging.
Yes.
Yeah, carnaging, carnage. So this you do with 2 dice.
All right.
Oh, wait a minute. What's your roll? And what is your roll? You're also the muscle, aren't you?
Yes.
So I don't even have a macro for this. So try something with 2 dice, and then try something because you get 3 dice.
Cool. There you go.
Oh,
Good thing.
your die.
Good thing, yeah. Good thing that third one was there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, you are a honey badger. So the first 2 shots that he throws, like one in each eye, is just bang, bang. And he looks at his hand and goes, son of a bitch. And he's broken 3 of his knuckles.
Yeah, yes.
He just blink.
Yep.
He starts to back away, and then he looks around, and you hear, in the darkness, you hear one of the other guys go, and that's it. Now he's got to come back in again. So he's coming in with the other hand. What are you doing?
I'm actually gonna go for a bite on one of his legs.
Oh, okay. Give
'Cause
us.
I'm down low.
Oh, yeah, you absolutely are. Give me 3 dice again.
All right.
Ooh, that's a 1. That's 2 ones. Oh.
You're aiming a little bit higher than the kneecap there.
Well, I was just going to say, I don't want to put words in your mouth or meat in your mouth, as the case may be. You tell me. This went even better than you thought. So you tell me where that bite landed and what happened.
That bite landed not at the front of his leg, but like behind his knee.
Oh, right in the tendons. Oh,
right in
yeah.
the tendons, and I'm just like chomping away.
I know that. Perfect. So you hit him in the back of the knee, and you just, and you feel all those tendons just cave. They just give up all at once. And as you back away, there's a spasm, and he kicks himself in his ass with his own foot. So that's the second point of damage, and falls forward onto the floor.
And I look at him, and I just say, I love it when that happens.
You're now looking down at him while he's laying on the floor. Right?
Yeah.
And he just looks up at you and says, nice hat. And he starts to try and crawl away from you, like he's pushing himself away with his hands back into the darkness underneath his table. From way down in the darkness, you hear, I didn't do that noise very well. You know what it is. You are a Canadian honey badger. It is the sound of curling. And you look, and coming towards you down the length of the bar out of the darkness is a pint glass with a dark amber liquid in it. And it's... And it looks like it's not going to make it. And one of the people at one of the tables leaps up and pulls off his shirt and starts going on the floor to keep it going. He lays it right up to your feet, puts his shirt back on, and scurries back into the darkness. You look down, and it's an entire bottle poured into a pint glass, and you... Whiskey and honey.
Oh, how did they know?
You have succeeded twice, though, so we need you to add 2 to bear. So you're up to 5 bear now.
All right. Ooh, 5 bear. Okay.
Which makes this really interesting, because if you dive into this honey...
I know. I mean, how did they even know that I like honey? Like, I don't even look like a honey badger to them, right? Because I have a hat on.
Well, once you started the fight, they saw you for your real self.
I guess that's true.
Yeah. At least the bartender did, because he's magic and narratively necessary.
Yes. I mean, I just cannot help myself. I am diving into that. Come on now.
Okay.
You can't put honey in front of a honey badger and expect
no, you can't. So you have eaten a load of honey. So move a point from criminal to bear. Now, I believe
6 bear.
That's a 6 bear. Okay. Well, let's say 6 honey badger. And I'm going to keep you in the game because technically you're done. Technically you're finished. But we're not going to do that to you. We've only been playing for half an hour.
All of my honey badgerness.
You just jump up on the thing and start pounding away at 40% alcohol, 60% honey, and you just and
straight to my head.
You black out. But that's okay because in the on the internet the next day you read the story. We're gonna do a little flash forward here. You apparently, allegedly, according to the police reports, you honey badgered out. You pulled off your trilby, thus revealing your true nature to the bar, whereupon they lost it and all attacked you. And you carnaged and carnaged and carnaged and carnaged, and it stopped for more of this wonderful alcoholic whiskey, and then carnaged and carnaged. Yeah, there is not... The largest piece of flesh in that building that isn't you could be put in a shot glass by the time you're done.
Coincidentally, that's where they found it.
Yes, exactly. That's the police. I was just going to say the police came in and there's just hundreds of shot glasses on the counter, each with exactly 1 ounce of human flesh in it.
That's how I do it.
You want shots? I'll give you shots.
Yes.
And a couple of moments later, you walk back out of the bar covered in gore. Pull your trilby back on. It's becoming invisible. And the 2 honey badgers whoomp in behind Bernadette.
Somehow my trilby is just completely clean.
Yeah, the hat is perfectly clean. The rest of it is a mess. Yeah. Of course it did. You bonded that thing. You James Bonded it when you walked in. Bernadette, you walked to the next 2 bars. You were looking for something nice, right?
Yes.
There is a recently rebuilt front to a bar that you see. Obviously, something happened here before, perhaps another FunSHot. It says outside, hot chocolate, coffee, ASMR.
Oh boy.
HCC ASMR for short. It takes up one whole side of the street. The other side of the street is still a portion of the no-name bar, and as you look over, you see that there are a couple of very lucky people climbing out the windows and fleeing into the darkness.
She's going to shake her head at that one, knowing that Lola's probably up to her usual shenanigans.
Not my
Yeah.
fault. That one wasn't me.
So,
No, she's not going to blame Fez because she sees Fez behind her. She is
Yeah.
going to pat on over and look inside of this particular bar.
absolutely. You look in, and it's kind of a weird thing because it looks more like a coffee house than a bar. It's got like a long flat surface, like a bar, but it's got seats in front of it. But the people they're all drinking out of coffee cups. And you can smell, I mean, yeah, you can smell alcohol in the air. You can smell honey in the air. You can smell sugar. You can smell chocolate. You can smell coffee. All kinds of wonderful smells in here. But to offset all those wonderful smells, there's this really annoying music. And it's annoying because it's almost not there. It's just kind of
Like that
distressingly non-offensive, right? It's just
I start looking around for a mosquito.
yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
there's almost a song there, but it's like they didn't want to offend me by having a lyric.
Or is that just my tinnitus?
Yes, exactly. So the two honey badgers, you're sort of a couple steps behind us, Bernadette. You get to the door, you look in, and it's full of hipsters. There's it's just like a row of man buns, and then a foot and a half lower, a row of man buns. But you're standing behind them all. Yeah.
Womp womp.
Polar bear in a tiara. The door is open. What would you like to do?
She's going to take a big, long sigh and go, oh, why do I always end up in these rotten places? She's going to roll her eyes,
Yep.
saunter in, and try and get around behind the bar to see if she can find anything that looks like that picture. The one that had
yes.
the honey.
Absolutely. What you do, you work around behind the bar. They let you go because, because I felt like it. They let you go. You go around behind the bar and you look, and there's these racks, slightly chilled racks. You can kind of feel the cool coming off of them. And on them, there's these balls. The first row is chocolate. They're about this big around, and they're all little row of chocolate balls. And you kind of tap one, and it's hollow, and it's got a liquid in it. You keep moving along. The next one, there's another row. They're white chocolate. Nope. But then you see them. There's a whole row. They're in the freezer, not in the fridge. A whole row of little dollops of honey. Just like little swirls of honey sitting on little pats. They obviously take them out and melt them into those drinks. Seems like a lot of work to go to when the honey's just sitting right there.
Yep.
What would you like to do?
Well, I need to get my energy up a little bit because this place is dragging me down.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, everybody's just gonna...
Need to sleep.
Yeah. No need for heroin in here.
I'll probably take a couple of those dollops and just suck on them like a candy.
Absolutely. Move one from criminal to bear, but then, you know what? Move one back because you stole them. So I'm not even going to make you roll. In fact, as you start to pick and choose and do your thing, the guy behind the counter, you can tell he works here because he's got the biggest man bun of them all and the tightest pants that only go halfway down his calves. But yeah, he turns to you.
I think I met that guy at a Starbucks last week.
I don't make coffee.
Are we in
I'm a
Calgary
barista.
Or are we in Vancouver? Or or I'm Vancouver
Yeah.
Island.
Well, you're in Calgary, but he's from Vancouver. That's how
There you
out
go.
of place he looks. Yeah.
There you go.
Excuse me, I'm from Richmond.
Yeah.
I'm not even from actual.
That's an
Vancouver.
in joke there. Oh man.
Too
So
far south to even understand half of this stuff.
that's okay. It's Canada jokes. But you
All
get
Canada jokes.
he turns to you and says, "Oh wow, you're like the new help. I like
Help?
your tiara.
I'm a princess.
Oh, I'm sorry, Your Majesty. It's just usually the princesses don't come on this side of the counter, but you do you. We accept everyone here."
Good. Just keep making this honey stuff, and and I'll be very happy. Thank you. It's just gonna turn
that's
around and
orga-
start walking away after taking a couple of drops.
As you're walking away, completely ignore him. He's like, "That's organic honey from Peru. It's all from above 14,000 feet where the bees have to work extra hard to fly, so it makes it extra tasty." And you're out the door with your handful of honey.
Pretty much. Yeah, I've pretty much had enough of this place, so I just like humph and walk out.
So you walk out with your sort of handful of honey. So you now have some honey to take with you if you didn't eat it all. I have decided that this game is all going to be about turning you into bears by getting you eat lots of honey. So with that, the three of you back out onto the street. There's still 3.5 blocks of bars ahead of you, but immediately in front of you, there's a group of 4 just barely not teenagers. These are university students. They go to SAIT, actually. They're not even university students. They're at an Institute of Technology. Only do 2-year courses, not 4. It's not real university.
And more man.
I should have known better to put this in Calgary. The bitter's just going to keep slipping out. But they are standing in front of you. And they have they've all got their hands hidden inside their jackets. They're obviously got a drink each. Like, where are you guys from? And you can see they're all wearing those annoying sweaters that you buy, like only freshmen ever buy them. That says the name of the university on your hoodie. Yeah. Still got the price tag on one of them. Yeah. This first day. Where are you guys from?
As I
Let me
walk
guess.
past them, U of A.
Edmonton?
I just feel
Winnipeg?
like you. It's like U of A.
U of A. I thought you said Winnipeg. U of A. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, because that is a real university.
And it's
And
not in
quite a
Calgary.
reputable one.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, did you go to SAIT? No, you would have gone to Nate, right?
Me, I didn't go to school in Edmonton.
Okay.
But just
Anyway, we'll leave that story behind.
She's gonna get up on her back paws,
Yep.
put her front paws on the one that says the little price tag on it.
Yeah.
Try and get the price tag off.
You start, let's be clear. A polar bear bends down and puts their huge claws around the neck of a college student and starts doing this at the side of their neck.
Well, she's trying to gently nuzzle it off with her teeth.
Oh yes, that's what you're trying to do. What they think you're doing is attacking their friend. One of them hurls them on themselves on your left leg. One of them hurls themselves on your right leg. One of them hurls themselves on Honey Badger A. One of them hurls themselves on Honey Badger B because they're drunk and making bad decisions.
Yeah.
Starting with Bernadette, you got one on each leg. What do you do?
I'm just gonna look down at him and let out a huge roar.
As you do so, you notice that suddenly, it wasn't here before, but it is now, there is a large fountain very close to you, because I've just remembered what your special ability is.
So,
They're just like holding onto your legs like they don't know what to do next.
so what she's gonna do then is, by then she's already got the tag off somehow or
Yeah.
another.
Absolutely. You got the tag on
She's
one
gonna
of your claws.
Run over to the fountain and pow, just jump right in.
You run down the street with
Ow,
these
hey,
two
ow,
students.
hey,
Exactly.
ow, hey.
Thud. Amazingly, being university-ish students, they managed to not spill the beers that are inside their jerseys until you hit the fountain. Into the fountain. As you hit the fountain, it is only at this moment you realize you are thirsty. And the fountain water hits your eyes and you realize it's not water. It's honeyed mead.
Oh.
All you have to do is open your mouth.
Do the rest of us know this?
And as the polar bear stands up, tiara slightly askew, the whiff hits you of unwashed university student and a honeyed mead.
Oh
She
man.
doesn't quite look like a polar bear anymore.
No, oh. You just like, there's nothing. You know, like when you get a cat wet and there's nothing left? Yeah, this huge polar bear gets wet and there's just nothing
Well,
left.
yeah, I mean, I've seen it before, but
Yeah.
now, but it's not. She's not wet with clear water. She's wet with the mead.
Absolutely.
So her
Oh.
fur's going to be a little bit golden.
Yes, it is.
And, like,
You are a
sticky.
golden bear. I think there's a university team named after you, actually. The
I
Golden
was
Bears. That's got to be a
imagining
name
almost
somewhere.
A big like gummy bear because she's also sticky from the mead.
Oh yeah, it's like, oh yeah, it's just kind of running off of her. Yeah, okay, yes. The two of you. Oh, thank you so much. This is why community storytelling is the best thing, because 4 people will always tell a better story than 1 will. The 2 of you, the 2 honey badgers, see sploosh. The 2 students come floating to the surface with their thumb over the top of their beer. I didn't spill any, not realizing if they had spilled some, they'd have more to drink. But never mind. They drop
They're
out
not
of
very
the.
bright.
They're not very smart, these students.
They're fresh.
And then out of the liquid gold rises a 9-foot tall royal gummy bear. You can tell it's royal because it's got a tiara.
So
You
I'm
hear
like,
all the music on the street comes to a sudden crescendo. A spotlight comes on and lights her up.
Some jackass plays the Hallelujah chorus on bagpipes.
10 of them on their phones. No, sync. 3, 2, 1, go. What did the 2 of you do?
So I'm not like the smartest honey
Yeah,
badger.
You're also
so
still at 6 bear, right? So
Yeah, but like I don't realize that
don't
this
care.
is actually Bernadette.
No,
so I'm just
no,
gonna
you
like
don't.
I'm just like, this is a honeybee goddess, and I'm just gonna like run forward and just like, yeah, pretty much just legs out and just glom on.
That 4-legged, that cat jumping at the screen window
Exactly.
thing where all 4 legs go in different
Yeah.
directions.
Totally.
Just
And when it hits,
into
when
the-
it hits, it
and-
sounds like somebody dropping a wet towel on
Yeah,
the
just-
pool floor.
Exactly.
and you very slowly start to slide down.
And then you stop because you're
Your
stuck
friend.
because it's honey.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. And
Bernadette,
I'm just
your friend is
breathing
hugging
in-
you and licking you.
Yeah.
Fez, that other honey badger is getting all the honey from the giant, the giant honey bear. What are you gonna do?
Well,
Your fez is almost empty.
my fez is almost empty. It's like,
Oh, just tastes like my lips.
yeah. And carpet.
Colorless carpet, worn to the very nub. What do you do?
Yeah, it's not a tassel anymore. It's just like this little
Just a
fur bird.
little gold ball on the end of a string. And yeah,
Just complete.
because the
completely
tassels are
cheap.
gone, you can't quite reach it. So yeah.
So good.
Fez is going to. Well, Fez is seeing that Lola's having a great time.
Yep.
And I think it's time that we go to a flashback so that we understand what is about to happen.
Absolutely.
So while we're all sitting there in the back of the bar we forgot had the beer we were looking for.
The one you started in, yes.
Yeah, that's the name of the bar.
The one in the
bar
dump.
that-
Yeah.
The bar that had the stuff we were looking for. I'm going off on a caffeine high about this thing I read in this on the back of this tree stump about if you scratch a glass a certain way, it'll set off a car alarm. So I am going to carnage by setting off a car alarm by scratching.
You're gonna key, but with your finger.
Yeah.
You're gonna key a car. Yeah, just kind of like carnage.
Carnage.
Oh, extra points for creativity. What is your ability? You're the hacker?
Yeah. That's his hack.
I was gonna say, you want to hack the car while you're doing that? As you go by, you stick one claw on the thing and open up set off all the alarms. Let's go for it. Let's roll some dice. Let's roll it. Yeah.
All right.
I'll add to it. 3 dice. 2 dice for the actual keying of the cars.
Goodness.
Oh, a 1 and a 2. Oh, and then a 5. Okay. So yeah, you find a place. Like I said, they're not supposed to be parked on this street, but they are now. But you find a place where there's 2 rows really
There's
close
always
together.
jackasses that are like, hey, free
Always, yeah.
parking.
They're parked in front of the no parking signs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you find 2 rows that are really close together, and you just put out your claws and just walk between them. And there's that horrible fingernails on the chalkboard sound. Scream down the side of both cars.
Oh my
I'm
God.
laughing because Honey Badger don't care.
Yeah, because Honey Badger don't care. And then what was the last? Oh yeah, then you were gonna try and hack the. As you go by, you stick your fingers in the things and pull, but you realize there's nothing to hack. This is Calgary. It's all pickups from the 70s.
Yeah.
Not much different than Edmonton.
With bumper stickers on the back that say, please let there be another oil boom. I promise not to piss it all away this time. That's a real bumper sticker. I saw it years ago. I had to stop and laugh.
Oh, famous last words.
So you were unable to hack these ancient vehicles, but you do put some scratches down the side. The thing is, most of these were already pretty scratched. But they're much worse now.
They're much worse.
Yeah. So you just come out the end of the cars and you look down and there's like all this paint underneath your nails. All different colors.
This isn't how the humans do it.
Yeah. I don't know. It looks good. I don't know. Maybe it's not for me. Oh,
So
I
we have a
channeled
Honey Badger. with
Bernadette. Did you
a-
notice I channeled Declan there just for a second? That was pure Declan. Yeah.
Oh, man. With a fez that isn't really a fez anymore. Well,
Yeah. It's
just
now a
like
liquor bottle.
multicolored.
At some
nails that
point,
are-
it's now been replaced by the bucket. You are now wearing the bucket as a helmet instead of your original. It's still a fez, but it's a metal fez now.
You can barely see my nose from underneath.
Yeah,
the
it
rim
just
of the
sits on the
bucket.
ridge of your nose. You have to do this thing and look out underneath.
Mhm.
You know, this isn't too different from the last rager I went to in university.
Yeah. See, I will give you this. You guys knew how to have a party. We used to sit around and get shit-faced and fall off the chair.
That's good too.
Only rarely did we go out and get arrested.
Hey, where I'm from, we just go out deep enough in the woods, the cops don't care anymore.
They don't. Yeah, the outside the give a fuck limit. You
Yeah,
guys,
or
I don't
on-
care what you do out there. We don't give a fuck.
Or on CN land where they don't
Just
care.
don't die.
Yeah.
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 For where I'm at, that would be the desert, though.
Oh yeah. See, the problem with that is they can see you for miles. I grew up right near the forest, so. But anyway, back in Calgary,
Back in Calgary.
you are hugging the giant bear, the giant honey bear, which suddenly, now that you're closer, kind of smells like somebody you know. And you kind of look up and you're looking right up Bernadette's nose.
I'm gonna stuck to her. Oh, sorry, Bernadette.
Tongue sort of licking stuff. Sorry.
Alright. I'm gonna try to
Don't stop. Oh, sorry, from the flat, we should play some rules here. That flashback, everybody can move 1 towards criminal for that flashback.
Awesome. I'm gonna try to I'm loving
Yeah.
this taste
Oh,
of
yeah.
all this honeybean and stuff, but at the same time now I'm pretty embarrassed that I did this. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to
I have a better idea.
Okay.
Bernadette's gonna grab Lola,
Yeah.
perfect.
look at her as if to say, "Really?" And they're gonna put her on the top of the fountain.
As you pull her and reach her up there, there's strings of honey connecting the two of you. It's up on the top. And you said top of the fountain. So yeah, Lola, you are now on this tiny little ridge because it's starting to cycle through. The honey
Sort of
alcohol is
bobbing
just
in a
like
circle.
just right in front of your face. Just
Oh yeah, I am like all.
oh,
about
even
that.
better. You're like that chocolate ball that they balance on the fountain. You're actually in the top of the fountain, and its pressure is keeping you from landing. So you're just sort of spinning in that. Yeah.
Nice. Oh man, I am just getting drunk off of that.
Oh
thing.
yeah. Just,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Move another one to bear. I'm sorry. You're going to spend this whole night at 6. Just I don't
I
care.
tried.
Yeah.
Thank you. Lola likes to have a good time. You know?
Yeah. Lola's starting to sing a little bit.
Yeah.
Bear.
There's a bear out there. Can you tell me where?
Bernadette's actually going to go under.
Oh, look, I found it. Woo. Bernadette's going to what? Sorry?
Going to go under one of the little cascades.
Yeah.
Just open her maw and go, ah.
I heard open her mind.
Open her mind. Be one with the honey. Be one with the honeyed mead. I am one with the honeyed mead.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, let's just put you at 6, Bear. Fez, where are you at right now, numbers wise?
You want me to move all four
Sorry,
of my?
I'm actually
Oh, okay. Move 2. That was 2 things for sure. So yeah.
I am
Okay.
actually at 4 criminal. No wait.
Oh, okay. So you're on your way the other direction.
Goes off.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 criminal.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, because you haven't been feeding off your friend.
I've just been causing mayhem and property
With
damage
that,
because
you look up and there's one of the other honey badger is spinning in the top of the fountain. One of them is standing in the fountain, kind of looking a little put out by being leapt on. There are university students covered in honey mead everywhere. And because you're slightly away from that, you catch a whiff way down at the end of the street. It's the purest honey smell you've ever smelled. And it's about 80% alcohol.
so like I'm getting a buzz again, and I'm just smelling stuff. I step on top of one of the trucks, and I'm like, "Hey, Bernadette, you still good to drive?"
There's
She
2
just
rows
turns
of cars
around.
sitting here. There is now.
Turns around and sees Fez. Big old smile comes up on her face. She hops out of the fountain, gives a big shake, throwing honey meat everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then in whatever
This street
direction
will
the
never
fur
be the
is at
same.
the end, it's just stuck that way because of the honey.
Yeah, it's on up against the
Her
wall.
hair goes poof.
Yep. It's a very high alcohol content, too. At least 2 people that were smoking catch on fire as it splashes them. That'll teach them for smoking. It's bad for you. It'll kill you by fire.
She walks to the car
Yeah.
and says,
What
"NH
car?
Fez?" The one Fez is on.
Okay. So it's a big truck, big pickup.
Big old pickup truck.
Yeah.
What you need, Fez?
I think I found the jackpot, but it's way over there, and I have tiny feet.
Oh, okay. Lola, want to join?
I'm like bobbing up and down. Absolutely. Let me just get out of here somehow.
Goodness.
I kind of like scramble somehow, hopefully grab onto something to pull myself out of the little.
Yeah, eventually
Thing
you
at
do.
the top.
And reminds me of an old Wizard of Id cartoon where they say, Your Highness, the town drunk has fallen into the vat. Is he okay? Well, he must be. He's gotten away from us 3 times so far. So, yeah,
That's
you
me.
eventually drink your way out of the fountain,
There you go. Yeah.
and a very full. You're just inside and outside, just covered in honey now. You just go off the thing and into the vehicle. Fez, where are you going in this pickup?
I did make a suggestion that it should be an ambulance instead of a big truck.
It's an ambulance now. Absolutely.
Done.
Yeah.
It's an ambulance now. Oh, it's
So
that
I can
ambulance.
try
It's the one
seeing-
from the Discord. Mudkip knows which one we're talking about. Yeah, it's that one from the Discord. So okay, so it was quite the climb.
So what So before Bernadette gets into the driver's seat, she's gonna tell Fez and Lola to get into the back.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm going to sit on the dash so I can give you directions.
Oh well, you can do that too.
Okay.
Or inside next to me. There's another chair beside me.
Lola, where are you going in the
I can't
ambulance?
see over the winch. I can't see over the dash.
Okay.
So you're up on the
I'm up
doing
on
his
it.
best raccoon impression up on the dash.
Yeah, yes. Or a bobblehead.
Yeah.
If Bernadette tells me to get in the back,
Fumes.
I'll be like, okay, and I'll get in the back.
You get in the back.
At this point,
Uh,
I'm like, I've had so much of that mead, and I'm
Oh,
like
yeah.
licking it off of myself.
You leap in you leap into the back of the ambulance. You throw open the door and throw yourself in and slam the door shut. And you kind of turn around and look, and in the back, you couldn't see it from the front where you were driving, but there's a drunk passed out on the bed on this side. And there's a drunk passed out on the bed on this side, which wouldn't be normal or not abnormal because it's Friday night in Calgary. The abnormal part is these are the ambulance attendants. They apparently climbed into the back of the ambulance, got hammered, and went to sleep. So
Lions must have won last night.
Looks like they had a nice, fun night.
And with
Morning.
that, give me a driving roll, Bernadette, as you tell us about your trip down the street. Remember, there's nobody supposed to be driving on this street, and it is full of drunk people.
This is just a try something or try something with two.
Well, you're driving, so this is try something with two.
Okay, so somehow she's smart enough to actually turn on the sirens as well.
Oh,
Okay.
hells yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah,
Absolutely.
there
Was,
you go.
apparently. Holy shit.
Yep.
Where were all these rolls when we actually needed?
Wow, a 2 and a 1. So, yeah, you hit the switch and every siren comes on, not just the one. You know, they've got like 5 or 6 and they can cycle through them. You hit the siren all button, so they all start going off at once. So it's me more, and woo, 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 and all of them are going off at the same time. Every light is like double speed and just flickering. And you hit the button so hard, some of them aren't even red anymore. Some of them are green and purple and yellow. Like you got rainbow lights all over the place on this thing. And that's still not the end of your successes. You then reach over and grab it, pull it down into D for go forward because you're a bear and you don't spell very well. And you slam your big, hairy polar bear foot down onto the throttle, and all the honey sticks it to the floor. You are off. First thing that happens is you go through the fountain. So,
Great.
pieces of marble
now
and
Fez
honey
is
meat
covered
everywhere.
with
What
honey.
happens next?
What a
Sorry?
So now Fez is covered with honey.
Oh, yeah, everybody, yeah.
Oh, I've got like a contact buzz just from being in the same vehicle.
Everything is, you know what's honey? There's fingerprints in places none of you have been. There's honey already there. It's like, how did that get there?
Well,
Oh, yes.
I'm just following the directions that Fez gives me.
As you're up in the window, this ambulance is doing 1,000,000 miles an hour, being driven by a drunk, honey-covered polar bear in a tiara. You got like you're jammed up in between the window and the dash in that little triangle space, trying to hold on like you got your fingers in the heating grills, trying to hold on. What are you doing?
Other than hanging on for dear life, wondering if this is an episode of Crash Pandas.
Almost, yeah.
Almost.
I got a map. We can switch.
Yeah.
That's next week, I think. Actually,
I think it is. No, Goat Crashers.
Go Crashers next week, right?
Anyways, back on this episode. He's going to try and figure out where or which bar is the one that we're supposed to go to.
And in the back, Lola, what are you doing?
I am
2 drunk
so
ambulance
wasted.
attendants and all the drugs you could possibly imagine.
I am wasted at this point, so I'm
Yeah.
like singing along with the sirens. I'm going, woo!
Yeah.
In the back. Yeah. And
One
it's like,
of the ambulance
Bring me-
attendants wakes
bring
up and
me
starts
to the-
filming you, and you can see he's sending it. He's putting it out on TikTok. I'm going to be
I'm
famous.
famous! Yeah. Yeah, and I'm like, bring me to the nectar of the gods, or whatever it was called.
Nectar of the gods. That's really cool. hey, look. And he reaches over and grabs this little syringe and a little bottle and goes, oh, I forgot we had this. And his eyes just roll back and he goes back unconscious on the bed. You look up through the window. Fez, you look up through the window. Bernadette, you look up through the window. The ambulance is now doing well over 100 kilometers an hour. People leaping to the left and leaping to the right. Suddenly they realize you're bears in an ambulance in the city. Things are going bad. Alarms are going off, but you can't hear them because the music in these bars is too damn loud. And you see ahead of you at the very end of the street a food cart. It's not even a bar. It's one of those little push carts parked in the middle of the road. You notice it doesn't even have a business permit. It shouldn't even be here. But the reason it doesn't have a business permit becomes immediately apparent because from behind it steps the biggest, baddest, nastiest looking grizzly bear you've ever seen. Big scar across one eye. He's missing it. Half the hair's fallen out of his body. He's got a limp and a cybernetic arm. He comes around the corner. Got a cybernetic leg too, apparently. That just happened when I started the sound effects.
That was my character. I was the grizzly
comes
bear.
up. Big red metallic eye looks out at you. It's the Terma bear.
Terma bear.
And he looks up at you. He's, none for you. And you can see on the cart 3 jugs. 3 jugs. You can smell it. Distilled honey.
Oh,
I know what I'm gonna do.
This is it. This is the final payoff scene right here. So we're gonna go around the room. Everybody go over the top and tell me what we're gonna do, and then we're gonna do them all at once. So somebody said, I know what I'm gonna do. So Fez, what are you doing?
Fez realizes that there is a fancy 21st century radio right in front of him that's digital. That can be hacked.
Yes.
He is going to hack that radio to get into all the emergency services bands and tell them that this Bearminator told everyone.
Knew it was there. I just didn't get there in time. Yeah, so you report the Bearminator.
The Bearminator has been recorded and like put it all over the internet that the Flames suck.
Oh.
And there's a video of him putting on a Leafs jersey.
Yes, I was just going to say, nobody responds until you say, and that Grizzlies and the Bearminator says the Flames suck and he's wearing a Leafs hat. And you cut, because he's a bear wearing, it's got to be a hat, right? This is the game. So yeah, he's got the Leafs hat, which is, while we're on the subject, Maple Leafs, excuse me?
Maple laughs.
It's leaves. It's not Leafs. Leafs. What the fuck? Did you not have spell check before you made your uniforms?
I've had this thought.
Because it's not possessive. It's not the Leaf 'S team, right? That would be the Toronto Maple Leafs hockey team. That would be acceptable. But no, the Toronto Maple Leafs. Anyway, back to this. Maple Leafs also aren't blue. Let's stop now.
Why don't you make like a tree and leaf?
No. So you hacked that. So now, because of that, every cop in the city is converging at speed. So are the ambulance drivers. So are the fire truck drivers. All the EMS people, even the people that work at the 911 are 911, the 911 phone call center. It's like 7-Eleven, but it's two better.
Yeah.
It's too bad.
Everybody is charging towards you, hockey sticks in hand, and suddenly everybody is wearing Flames jerseys. The only cool ones say McDonald on the back.
Oh my goodness.
And have huge mustaches.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing, Fez. Who wants to go next? Bernadette, you're driving the ambulance. What do you want to do?
Like in the movies, she's gonna see this guy.
Yep.
She's not really gonna care what Fez is doing because she trusts Fez.
Yep.
She's
That's
gonna
a
move
mistake.
from the. Shut up. I played with you long enough to know I can trust you. She takes her foot off the gas and puts it on the brake. And what I'm going to say happens, hopefully, is that the ambulance, skids off to the side and stops parallel to the cart, not touching it.
Yep.
But just like perfectly next to the cart.
So this is a pull cart. Like it's got a little tongue on it, like a trailer. Do you want to, the ambulance now has a trailer hitch if you want it to. Was that your plan? You want to hook up to the trailer?
That sounds good, sure.
Snow run.
Okay, so yeah, you're gonna go in and do the spinning the J-turn sliding stop, and come to it and try and come to a stop at the trailer so you can hook it up and take it. Perfect.
But don't spill the buckets.
You hear from the back as Lola sticks her head through the door into the front of the ambulance and quickly takes in the situation. What do you do?
So there's this like huge grizzly bear-minator standing there saying that we're not going to be able to have any of this distilled
That's
honey.
right. Standing between you and your ultimate goal.
At this point, I am just like
freaking grizzly. Like
I'm like, yeah, right. Like, come on, I'm a honey badger.
Yeah.
So like, I'm totally gone in terms of my mental capacity at this point. Because I've been having so much meat and whatever. So I'm like, gonna literally
eyes rolled back. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna
common sense has left the building. Yep.
Leap out of the door of the ambulance.
Yeah.
And I'm going to. I mean, yeah, I'm a honey badger, and I feel like I can take this grizzly. But at the same time, maybe my confidence is a little higher than it should be.
That's all good.
I'm gonna.
That's what a honey badger does.
Yep.
Yes, I'm gonna go up to the grizzly, and I'm gonna cross my arms and be like, "Hey, dude, you can't stop us," because I'm the muscle. So I'm like,
yep, absolutely.
Trying to be intimidating.
He's going to attack you, so this is going to be a fight because we're, like I said, we're not going nothing halfway here. So let us begin. Here come the 3 rolls. Hacking, that's 2 dice. So give me 2 dice, Fez, to see if you can hack the radios to get the EMS to come. Unless you can think of something else. This, you know what? This is also very slick.
There we go.
Didn't even need it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was not that slick.
Not that slick.
Yeah, you like I said, you send out the initial message and get no response until but he said he hates the flames, and then they start to come. You can hear the sirens approaching, even over the sound of the bars. One of the bars is actually a cop bar, and outside of it, there's red and blue lights. They start to go
dirty
off.
Donut.
Sure.
Oh wait, that's a gay bar.
Out of the dirty donut.
That's for all the gay cops.
Come a bunch of cops and assless chaps to try and say, and Flames jerseys. Oh, they're gonna kill me. They come to save the day. Meanwhile, the ambulance slides to a stop. Give me 2 dice plus this is also slick. Give me 3 dice, Bernadette. Uh-oh. Ooh. What's your bear act? Or no, this is driving, so this would be what are your stats at?
Bear is 4, criminal is 3. I'm sorry, criminal is 2.
You drove like a bear instead of like a criminal. And that makes sense. So yeah, you tried to be cool about it, but it just wasn't working. Like you stopped in the wrong spot. Then you just jumped out and pushed the truck over to where it needs to be.
There you go. Yeah.
You did the J turn, but it just kind of went halfway around and stopped. You just get out.
Pregnant pause first.
Yeah, totally. We just hear the tires like
squeak, 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 squeak. And then she starts to lower the trailer onto the hitch.
Yeah.
As this is perfect, because as that happens, the van spins the ambulance spins sideways and stops. Lola, you go right out the window. Right at the bear. And he's like, it's trying to kill me. And he rears back to have a throw. So give me a oh boy, this is at least 3. This is your carnaging. You're also what else can we do here?
Muscles.
You're the muscle, so yeah, that's 3. Punch him with your hat. That's not even one of the rules. Put your hat on your hand and punch him with that. I'll give you an extra die.
sounds good.
As you fly through the air towards him, it's an iron trilby, it turns out. So give me 4 dice. I love breaking rules. So 2 dice twice.
2 dice twice.
Oh, 3. And what is your bear stat right now? You're at 6, right? You can't fail. That's 4 successes. Yeah. Oh.
You know what? I have another idea too. If I'm going to be,
what do you do to this bear? This went better than you could possibly imagine. So tell me, to quote Matt Mercer, how do you do this?
How do you want to do this?
How do I want to do this? Okay, so I have my trilby.
Yep.
And I have my fist in there, and I'm definitely going to go for a punch. And then as it lands, I'm going to sort of land, spin around, and drop a stink bomb, because apparently honey badgers can do that kind of like skunks.
Absolutely. The only thing I will add to that is you spin because you were flying right at him. So you punch him in the face.
Yeah.
Grab his hat and stink bomb him from there.
Perfect.
Grab the hat, cup a fart into the hat,
basically,
the hat back on the
and then
face.
over his face, yeah. You basically just shove your ass in his face and let rip.
I kind of Dutch oven his hat.
This is absolutely disgusting. Give me 5 dice. Oh, wait, you already rolled. You rolled the 4 successes. So yeah, never mind. Yeah, it works absolutely perfect. All I'll add, because of 4 successes, is it works so well. There's a sound as you sort of seal around his lower face.
It's one of those hats that grabs onto your head to make sure it stays on there.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And then you're doing the alien thing, wrapped around the head. And for all the world, it looks like you're trying to get down his throat. But and he's
I just really want to have that money.
You realize you're going to have to let go in a second, because he's about to get sick.
Yeah, I don't want any of that on my fur.
You leap off the bear onto the cart. You were worried about the containers, so you grabbed the 3 containers and just sort of hold them while digging your claws into the cart to hold on. Fez, you leap up onto the top of the ambulance and point at the bear and go, "It's him! It's him!
That's the guy!
He had the Leafs jersey on!" And every cop in the city just piles on. And the last ones on are the ones with the assless chaps, so there's just a row of police butts. As you leap back into the ambulance, Bernadette, you start grabbing gears. R for go backwards. Bears don't spell very well. You turn around again, put it in D for go fast. And the 3 of you and the most amazing honey in the world head off into the distance in a world of horrible honey addiction.
Back to the dump.
Back to the dump. The other bears at the dump start to try and sneak in to steal your stuff, but you're just carnaging. You're drunk and carnaging all over the place. It's nasty. It's cruel. It's vicious. It's bears at their very best.
Well, since Fez is a honey badger and he's a hacker, he's ranting about conspiracies and lizard people.
Absolutely.
And, goblins in trench coats. And,
the only way you can get people to listen to you is to go inside an old broken TV and pretend to be the announcer.
He's got like a tie that's just like a
just a tie and a collar. The rest of the shirt's gone. Does anybody? Okay, well, that's how Fez is spending the rest of his. He's now he's deluded himself into believing he's a famous newspaper reporter or a news reporter. Bernadette, this is the 2nd time you've been down the road to honey addiction. What happens this time? Your dog keeps fading out. It's really weird.
I know.
Keeps green screening.
Stop it. I know. She looks disemboweled. Her head keeps disappearing.
Yes.
So
maybe. Okay. Anyway,
is it relapse or rehab?
Yeah, she's gonna get to the point where she's just gonna be so out of it that the bears around her are gonna drag her back to the bear rehab facility to try and get rehabbed once more. Because at this point she's drank enough honey to turn almost full bear.
Absolutely, yeah.
And
there is, unfortunately, while you do recover from a 2nd round of honey addiction, there is an unfortunate video of you online laying on your back trying to eat a cheeseburger.
And another one of me being so drunk that I'm pretending to be the bear with the unnamed product that has red and white on it.
Look, I'm Christmas bear. Woo! I have fizzy drink.
Unconscious mall Santa beneath her. Just,
Oh my god.
And for anybody that wants to know why I play a drunk so well, years of practice. Lola, you're back at the dump. You got your jar, an infinite lifetime supply of highly addictive honey liquor.
So before Bernadette goes to rehab,
Yep.
and
What's gonna
Fez,
take a while?
right, and Fez is still,
Because
you know,
polar bears
doing
don't go to
whatever.
rehab. No.
I said no. And Fez is doing his conspiracy thing. I
Yep.
am basically in my little like tent home that I've made at the dump,
Yep.
and I'm drinking
Fez
my
Jones.
distilled.
It's all conspiracy theories.
Yes, Fez Jones.
And everybody's gone really
Um,
right wing.
no, the smoking
Starts-
Fez.
Starts a YouTube channel and a
Yeah.
podcast.
Yes. Yeah.
Smoking Fez.
So I'm in my little like tent thing at the dump, my little home, and
Yeah.
I'm just like drinking my distilled honey, and I'm just going, you guys, this was just so much fun. Like, I'm so glad to have new friends, and I'm so happy that you brought me along for my first time to go get the honey. I'm just like so happy
Yeah.
that I now have friends at the dump. And
Yep. And all of your friends have had enough of you being so happy, and they've all left, but you don't even notice. It's like, you guys are great. You know, you guys are amazing. Let's go watch Fez. You guys are great.
Hey, Fez is on.
Fez is my friend.
He's always
Fez is
on.
Fez
Fish
is
the
my
other channel.
friend.
Fuck, he's on there too.
Yep, I'm just living the life in my.
He's got a
dump.
rock that she thinks is a remote control, and every once in a while, he's ranting in Spanish.
might
Hold
need
up a little cardboard sign that says press SAP, and somebody does that, and you switch to Spanish.
You know, I think if Lola's starting to hear languages she doesn't even know, but she can understand them perfectly, she probably
Yep.
needs to go to rehab too.
Absolutely. And so eventually, the
Not
three
to
of
make
you.
fun of people who go to rehab.
Nope. This is only a game. I'm not making fun of Calgary much again anymore because I'm almost done now. But with that, we should probably eventually drop a curtain on this. We keep stretching it out, but I think we're actually done. So the three bears, believe it or not, end up back at the dump, all with just the right amount of honey. So nobody has to die. Thank you all so much. That was one of those hour and 15 minutes that felt like a lot longer. Wow. That was a great game, guys. Thank you all so much for that. I love Grant Howitt's stuff. Thank you so much to Bison for playing Fez for us. Thank you to Solar Dasher for playing Bernadette. And thank you to Loch Nessa for playing Lola. Unforgettable. There will be more games of this. I'd be more than happy to have you both bring those characters back and play them again. This was a blast.
That would be fun.
Thank you to all the people in chat. As always,
Oh, yeah,
chat's
thank
full and
you.
flying, and I
Thanks,
didn't have any chat. Once we get started on Fridays, I don't have time to get over that. I see it, I just can't do anything. So I see it, and I appreciate the heck out of it. And oh, by the way, if you're still here, Villa Villas, from way back before we actually went live, I saw the sub. Thank you so much. Appreciate it very, very much.
Thank you.
Yes. Starting next week, we will be switching. As of 1 week from tonight, we will be beginning our next Friday FunSHot. We'll be on Astral as our VTT, our virtual tabletop, and we will be doing all of our shows from that point on that virtual tabletop. So I'm looking forward to that. There will, of course, be some learning curve on my part, so there will be some things that take a couple seconds longer than they do now, but we'll get over it. Besides which, you guys are very understanding, or you wouldn't still be here.
whole new system to have technical difficulties with.
Oh, it is such an
yeah,
amazing system, and it is so pretty, and I'm looking forward to it a lot. One more thing, though. For those of you that were waiting for Heroes 101 tomorrow and Sunday, unfortunately, life has gotten in the way, and we will not be sending out either one of those the next 2 nights. I believe I'm going to do something no one on Twitch has ever done, which is play video games and chat with you guys over the course of the next couple nights, I think, just so there's somebody, just so there's something in that slot. So pop in for those 2 days, and other than that, huge thanks to everybody. As always, till next time, please be nice to each other.
Bye.